What do you know about children's rights? Where do we start? Who wants to tell us?
Who knows about children's rights? Yes?
Children's rights are the freedoms and responsibilities of children.
Freedoms and responsibilities of children. Yes.
Children's rights are the rights that children should be given.
Yes, sir.
Anything a child is entitled to is a right.
Is a right.
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay.
Children's rights are full responsibilities and freedom that children are entitled to.
Okay. Yes?
Children's rights are the freedom and the rights a child must have.
A child must have.
I want you to tell me, what types of children's rights do you know? Any kind of children's rights that you know?
a right to play.
A right to play, good.
A right to education.
Good.
A right to food.
A right to food, good.
A right to have a name.
The identity.
A right to freedom of expression.
Good. You want to be a journalist. Freedom of speech, good.
A right to know his or her biological parents.
Okay. Yes.
Fantastic.
A right to medical care.
A right to medical care. You have another one for us.
Yes, a right to be loved.
You might
Love.
be an MP. Too
Yes, this
intelligent.
one.
Yes.
A right to education.
A right to education.
A right to talk with respect.
Talk with respect and to be respected.
Can you tell us if you have had any stories or experienced any circumstances where any of these rights have been abused?
When I was in Entebbe with my grandma, I had a friend whereby for him, we was told to wash a very big pile of clothes. Then, whereby at the end of it, when he says he's hungry, he's just beaten up instead of being given food. I advised him, why don't you just take that message and help them to solve it? He said he can't do it. So he said he will tell it to his parents. But when he tells them, he's just beaten up.
He's beaten.
Told him to try it out with the police. He said he can't.
Said he can't.
Anyone else who has seen or experienced anything like child abuse? Yes?
Like once in my village, I saw a certain woman who came and she first sent the daughter to go and fetch water in the borehole. Then the daughter delayed to bring the water. She came with a big stick and beat up the daughter.
Because she delayed fetching water.
Anyone else?
I've never seen this because I have a neighbor, she's our cousin, but she stays with her stepmom. So when she's with them, she's the one to keep the baby, she's the one sometimes to wash plates, she's the one to be with the child everywhere. So if they call her home and she delays coming, they just beat her up or they just shout at her anytime.
How old is she?
She's in P4, but I'm not sure of her age.
You're not sure of her age. Yes.
There is our neighbor. He's a boy here, 6 years old, and he's the one who does most of the work. He fetches water, washes plates. So now he even cares for the baby. So now if he's still caring for the baby, and the plates are waiting for him, and they say, come and wash the plates, and says, but first, never give the baby the milk. So now if they hear that and they just take like 2 minutes, he's not going to be given food. They'll just go and they wash themselves the plates, and they're not going to give him food.
They deny
Yes, our teachers wanted to say something. Yes.
Yeah. In my village, there is a gentleman and a lady who decided to deny their daughter education. She had completed the P7, just 15 years, and they were just demanding that she should go for marriage. So it was
Okay.
something.
Let me come to you, sir. After you've had these examples, is there a reason as to why people treat children this way and abuse their rights?
First of all, even adults sometimes may not be aware of children's rights, and where sometimes the adults are preferring the rights to the children, the children abuse them, either inadvertently or the way they've been brought up.
Yes.
I've seen in several families. I myself am a parent anyway.
Yes.
So when you're talking of children's rights, these rights are supposed to be not mainly at home and in schools. So my teachers here, I think, are also taking note. We're also learning from them.
Very good.
Okay.
Yeah.
So sometimes too many rights become riots.
Too many rights become riots.
Yes. So there's a time when you're supposed to chastise a child with a bit of kiboko. That's disciplining by not assaulting.
Okay.
So I've seen parents who, instead of disciplining a child in a corporal way, they just assault.
They just assault.
That's an outright abuse.
So you were saying that sometimes it's a result of ignorance, and other times it's a result of not knowing how to appropriately appropriately apply the rights.
That's
and
right,
then end up. Okay.
Now,
He wanted to say something.
Okay, I
in
just
addition.
wanted to add on what he has actually said. Well, in most cases, the children themselves don't know when they are actually abused. That's one. It is because they are ignorant. Even the person who is carrying it out ignorantly does it. He doesn't know whether he is really abusing a child or not. For instance, I, as a teacher, in my experience, have really seen sorts of abuses that children have been subjected to. You look at in some families where the source of income is completely very low. You find a child who is supposed to be going to school is forced not to go to school and is given a luggage to carry. There are even cases when the parents themselves can deny their children the right to education.
We've already had a wonderful gentleman here tell us that sometimes these rights are being abused because people don't know. Let me ask you, children, do you have any idea why sometimes people abuse children's rights?
Yes.
Tell me why you think they do it.
They are ignorant about the children's rights.
Okay.
Then they are poor. There's poverty.
There's poverty. When you say poverty, what do you mean?
I mean like when a person does not have enough money to pay for the child's school fees.
Okay. Yes.
There is what they call divorce. A father may go away, we may separate the mother. So now if the father goes away and the mother remains with the children, the mother is going to lack money and is going to cane the children day by day, forcing them to go to early marriages.
Yes, sir.
Maybe to add on what those children are actually saying, there's greed for wealth.
Greed for wealth. Please explain.
Yeah. You might imagine someone is already tycoon, he's very rich, but he's not contented. You find them even going to that extent of sacrificing children in order to gain
more money.
More money.
So we talked to one of the key observers of children's rights in the region of MBALE, and this is what he had to say about this issue.
Child labor in MBALE, especially in rural area, we are getting problem of our underage children working as house girl, house boy, but because of the much poverty and the wrong attitude in the families, you will find them taking their children, daughter, to work as house girl. So you found the whole 7 days of the week issues are on the market, especially that is in the rural area. Maybe if they can be sensitized, change their attitude, change their mindset, and change the behavior like we fathers to see that we create a better income and better life for our children so that they remain in school, so that we can use the opportunity of education for all, right from primary, secondary, and I hope that even university are going to be there.
What happens if you find somebody being abused?
Let's start with if you know where to report.
Do you know where to report?
If you see someone being abused,
To the police.
To the police?
I would go and advise the parents to help this child.
Okay.
To stop that. Or otherwise, the police is the best place.
Yes.
I will report to the local council offices about the child.
Okay.
Yes.
I'll go and report to the district probation officer.
District probation officer. Okay. Do you by any chance know who that is?
Yeah, he's the one who handles the cases.
He's the one who handles the cases at district level.
I'll go and report to the vice chairperson about the cases that happen in schools.
Yes.
I will report to any elderly person near me.
Elderly person near you. Yes.
Before I go to the police, I can first go and talk to the relatives of the person who's being abused. If they fail to understand, I can report them.
Yes, teachers, please tell us guide our students, where should they report?
In their localities, among the LOC1 committee, vice chairperson of that committee is a person responsible for children's affairs.
Okay.
And that's the right and the nearest person. In case a child is not even able to access such a person within the shortest time possible, any elderly person within the child's means or within the child's reach is the right person to be contacted.
I want to bring a question to you. Now, when a child goes to report to the police or to the district probation officer, what should they expect from the person they are reporting to?
I expect, like, if it's I report to the police officer, I expect him not to accept any bribes from the offender.
From the offender?
No bribery from the offender. Good.
I would expect them to help me, go with me to our home, talk to my parents so that they can stop what they are doing to me and treat me well as a child.
I would like them to prison the person who is
doing that.
In case, like, he's what? The person who is doing it is talked to and he refuses to stop. I would like him to be in prison for a longer time. For some of them, you imprison them for a very short time. Someone will bribe.
So the punishment should be maximum. What would a child expect, very briefly, if they report to a police officer?
Well, children, especially those ones from non-exposed families, they are very unlikely to go to police officer. But if they do, they will
So if a child like this one is reporting on behalf of his neighbor, as they have said, what should they expect?
There's a particular desk at police. So maybe we should just encourage the police officers at the counter to give them more attention and take them to the appropriate offices.
Usually the abusers are their guardians or parents. So how does he have a right, uncles,
so how
to have a right to go and report?
Unfortunately, that's a very uphill task for the children.
For children.
So I believe it should be like a community concern.
Yeah, actually it should be more community policing. Like we should encourage the viewers, because we have got a lot of probation officers in the community, especially the urban communities. But it's not the same about the rural ones and in the slum areas. But I'm sure if they went out, they'll find a lot of that abuse going on, and they should be able to curtail it.
Okay.
All right.
Now I have some facts here for you that I would like to read out for you so that you understand what we're talking about. A study by the Uganda Bureau of Statistics says that this was done in 2009, showed that over 336,000 children aged 5 to 17 years old, that is 35% by the way, are engaged in economic activity. This is higher in Rakai with 118,000, that is 47%. Yes?
In Rakai.
And in MBALE with 69,000, that is 35%. That is a big chunk. Girls' involvement in economic activity increases faster than the boys, the girls, okay? More males also have, that is 26%, and the females are 24%. So, we want to know the effects and the dangers of this.
Of children being exploited in labor at an early age.
It can lead to, other children may be selling things. Sometimes the things are stolen, the money is stolen, so they just resort to being street children. They
become homeless children. Okay, yes?
It can lead to the damage in the health of a child, due to child labor, exposing a child to lifting very heavy things. The backbone can break, child can just die from there.
Yeah, okay, it results to death and dangers of health, yes?
Yeah. It can lead to the increased number of school dropouts.
Of?
School dropouts.
School dropouts, okay.
Yes, teacher?
It can also lead to early marriages, because when a girl goes to begin selling things early enough, eventually there are many things they get involved in eventually.
And then they end up being one.
But if you look at most of these children as they have now come back home for holidays, most of them are engaged in selling airtime and what. And imagine these elderly people at times tell you that I don't have money right now here, but there's money at home. But he has a motive
behind.
So you would find that most of these girls are actually defiled.
They are defiled.
They are defiled.
Then there's unwanted pregnancies.
Unwanted pregnancies. These are children who are actually forced to leave their home. And you see what hurts me most is these cultural norms. When someone commits such an offense, it is handled within the community and is silenced. The person is bribed and does not even.
So are
it
you
is not
saying
even
that
exposed.
cultural norms get in the way
It is
of
actually
proper
what is
justice?
even spoiling everything. It's what is spoiling.
So it becomes a taboo
A
and a
taboo.
hush-hush.
Yeah,
Okay.
they don't want it to be exposed.
Yes, my dear.
Some children are sent to go to the streets carrying baskets of bananas. They were sent by their parents. Then after selling, then when they want to buy, for example, if they buy something there when they are very hungry, when they go back home, they are beaten by their parents because they used the money.
What can we do to make sure that children in this region do not suffer child labor?
People should be educated about child labor.
Oh,
Sensitization
good.
from community. Yes, good.
Would like to see the government getting all those street kids, keeping them in orphanages, and encouraging others that it's not good to keep children outside the streets like that. The way they suffer,
Okay.
no one expects to be suffering that same way.
No
How they
one
are.
should be suffering.
Yes.
Okay.
If you want to get more information about the law of this country and how it governs the way children should be treated, find a copy of the Constitution and go to Article 34. It gives you all the details about the rights of children as per the Constitution of this country. Don't say Minibuzz didn't tell you. We told you.